Coach, kind of handicap the field for next week, and what do you see in your opponents?
Well, there's a lot of really good golf teams in the United States right now. I think Oklahoma State has been consensus #1, and they're very deservedly so. They're defending champs, not playing too far from home. They're going to be playing a golf course that's very similar to Karsten Creek. The Blessings is going to be a big test, but it's so much like Stillwater, the terrain is. I'm pretty confident that Oklahoma State's going to play very well there. But our conference is very well represented. I mean, we've got Georgia Tech. Although they squeaked in the regionals by a shot, in my mind, they are one of the best teams in the country, shooting 52 under par at our tournament, 37 under par, breaking an ACC record. I think they're going to be ready as well. So it should be a shootout. I think there's maybe 8, maybe 9 different teams that can win. But once you get to match play, all that goes out the window. So you can dominate medal play, but once you get to that match play, it's just one-on-one, and all you've got to do is win 3 matches.
How does this course play in your team's strengths?
I've never seen it. I don't know. I like the fact that it is like Stillwater. I really like Karsten Creek, and I think it will expose weaknesses, and I think it will enhance your strengths. One of them being you've got to hit the ball in the fairway. We hit the ball in the fairway. We are pretty good drivers of the golf ball. Lately, we've been better putters. So I can't wait to see the greens. They're going to be big bent greens. We're going to have to do a really good job of scoping out hole locations and making sure that we get the green speeds down. But the rest of the golf course, Georgia fairways, we really like Georgia fairways. The only one around here is Mountain Park, part of the Cliffs, which we're going to be spending a couple days in the next 5 days up there. But you get great lies in Georgia. Great lies. So iron games should really not be a problem.
In Bryson's play this year, talk a little bit about his play and especially going into the last weekend.
I don't know. I don't know if there's just one thing you can talk about him. It's been his whole career has been incredible. His ball striking has evolved. His body has evolved. And then once he figured out putting, which he did do this year, he made his putter one of his strengths. It was just a matter of time before he won. And then once he got a taste of winning, that's how you win 4 times. And the other 2 runner-up finishes he had, he actually could have won those golf tournaments as well. So what he's done this year has been incredible. It's given us an opportunity to play a lot of different players within our lineup because you've got the best player in the field on your team. And I still feel that way going into the national championship. I wouldn't trade him for anybody in the field. But it's allowed us to grow some of our younger players, and then we're starting to see some of that right now.
What was it about his putting that you had to work on? What was he doing? And how did you change
there was some technical issues there. He needed to work on his stroke, and he did. And it was more of his path. We had to consistently get his path good. He was more of an out to in putter, and he really couldn't see more of it's a straight line, but in theory it's more of an inside out putting stroke, almost like the golf swing. And then once he got his path down, and once he could hit the ball, start the ball where he's wanting to start it, he's never been afraid to make putts, and he's always been streaky. He'd have runs where he'd make 2 or 3 20-footers, and then he'd hit it 3 feet and miss it. So, but that's all not being able to hit the ball where you're looking. Once he got his path down, and he could start the ball on the line, boy, it really picked up from there. And he works hard at it.
I'm sorry, what do you remember about the recruiting process with him and trying to land?
Well, his daddy and I were teammates for 2 years, and Tony's been one of my best friends forever. So the recruiting process was not very hard. Yeah, and his daddy
was saying pretty early on he wasn't getting a whole lot of attention, and he didn't think he was going to end up here for a while.
He was 5 foot. Let's see, he's about 5'8" and weighed about 200 pounds. You look at him today, and he is a well-fit athlete.
Mm-hmm.
When he was 15, 16 years old, not so much. And he made a commitment. And I'm going to change my body. I'm going I'm gonna get my game where I need to be, and I'm gonna be a great player, and I want to play on the PGA Tour. And that was his goal, and that's exactly what he's wanted to do. And he's woken up every day since then with those goals in mind. So he's done a really good job of that.
A lot of people have said that he's in the middle of one of